Lake Compounce is the oldest continuously operating amusement park in America, but in the 1990s that reign came very close to ending forever. But eventually, a new ride would turn the park from a forgotten relic into a must-see destination for thrill seekers worldwide. That ride was the wooden roller coaster Boulder Dash. Welcome to TPE. This is the first video in a new series here called Amusement History, where we look at the history of rides, attractions, and more from amusement parks all around the world. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and let us know in the comments below what attractions you would like us to explore in a future video. Today, for the first entry in this series, we are exploring the history of Boulder Dash, the coaster that helped save Lake Compounce. Lake Compounce has gone through a variety of owners over the years in its over 170-year history. And the company that owned Lake Compounce at the beginning of the 1990s declared bankruptcy in 1991, sending the park searching for a new buyer, and it staying closed for the 1992 and 1993 seasons. It would open for a single weekend each year, simply to keep its status as the oldest continuously operating park in the country, as that one weekend open would allow it to keep that status. But the park was in a poor state and without an owner that had the resources to properly run the park. While it would receive a new management team in Funtime Parks in time for the 1994 season, this would be short-lived and the park would be on the market yet again just 2 years later in 1996. This time it would be purchased by Kennywood Entertainment, the company behind Kennywood. They would begin a new period of investment in the park, which would include multiple new attractions, including notably Zoomerang, a Vekoma boomerang, which at the time was the only steel coaster in the park. They would also vastly improve facilities across the park in the early years, as well as several smaller investments throughout the park. But all of these smaller additions led up to a massive addition that would put the park on the map for the first time that didn't have to do with a lip-syncing mishap in a concert. That addition was Boulder Dash. Being built in 1999 by Custom Coasters International, this ride would open during the 2000 season and would be an instant success at the park. Being partially based on the much smaller Rolo coaster, this wooden roller coaster was built on the side of a mountain, using the terrain to make you feel like you are constantly either about to hit the mountainside below or the trees above, making for a claustrophobic high-speed journey on a hillside. Although a freak accident early on in the coaster's life in its second year would put a bit of a damper on this success, with the death being caused by the track area not being cleared of workers before a train was run through the layout on a test. This was a tragedy and the first major operational issue with the coaster. But nevertheless, featuring a high speed of 60 miles per hour and a first drop of over 100 feet, it would increase in popularity each year until it earned the golden ticket for Best Wooden Roller Coaster for the first time in 2004. It would earn the same title 4 additional times in 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. And it continues to rank in the top 5 through to today. Except for its first year of operation, it has never placed lower than 5th in the wooden coaster category. Even though it has been consistently the most popular ride at the park, that hasn't kept it from seeing quite a few changes over the years. It would be retracked for the first time during off-seasons in 2007 and 2008, and it would feature reutilized trains from Wildcat at Hershey Park in 2008 following the final bits of retracking. In 2017, it would be retracked yet again, but this retracking would actually slightly change the layout, with the final treble up becoming a double up. But in 2017, the ride would face its second major crisis. During park hours on August 26, with guests watching, the 2 trains of the coaster would collide in the station, just feet from guests. An error occurred while the second train was being added to the track, which was likely caused by operator error. Some minor track damage occurred, as well as damage to both trains. The ride would eventually reopen later that year, but with only 1 train. It has yet to receive a second train since the incident occurred, leaving it with longer lines and a sad reminder of the incident. This ride remains one of the best wooden roller coasters and best terrain roller coasters in the world. While it no longer reigns superior over all wooden roller coasters in the world, it continues to hold its own against more modern coasters and helped pull its park out from the brink of destruction destruction to a more sustained period of success. It remains the longest wooden roller coaster on the East Coast and a must-ride coaster for any dedicated thrill seeker. Lake Compounce wouldn't be the park that it is today, a successful mid-size amusement park, if it were not for this coaster separating it from the pack. Lake Compounce is never going to have the coaster lineup that bigger parks can afford, like Cedar Fair, Knott's Berry Farm, and Magic Mountain. But through investing in one best-of-its-kind coaster, they were able to pull themselves out of obscurity and into success. This coaster remains one of the best ever made, both of its manufacturer and of all wooden roller coasters. And it alone makes a visit to Lake Compounce worthwhile. Thanks for watching, and be sure to hit like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. Have you ever gotten the chance to ride Boulder Dash? Where's your favorite spot to sit on this coaster if you have? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. And what ride would you like to explore in our next entry of this series? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. And thanks for watching as always.